What is going on, everybody? Enzo here, and I haven't done a video like this in a while. So I did talk about in the start of the year that I want to do more than just lore content, and this is pretty much going to be a start. Well, I mean, you guys probably already have seen some quiz content, but not as much. But I do want to add more of it on the channel. I am going to stick to it as Final Fantasy related. So here we have a game show called Who Wants to Be a Gillionaire, which is, for those of you who know the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, this is the version that's been made of Final Fantasy on Sporkle. There are plenty of Final Fantasy quizzes, so if you guys enjoy this kind of content, let me know in the comment section below. Also leave a like on this video so that I know to do more. I'll leave a link as well to this so you guys can also play along, see how far you get. If you don't know how the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire works, the idea is you will have some questions that you'll have to answer in sequential order. So it's not like we can just choose any question here and just answer it. We have to go through it one at a time. Obviously, there is money on the line for this game show, but this is just a quiz that's done online, so we're just doing it for fun. We got 8 minutes to answer 12 questions. I have no idea how difficult these questions are going to be. I'll be honest, I want to say I know my Final Fantasy X lore decently well at this point, but I would say that when it comes to items or which character is associated with which crest or which planet or which celestial body, I get confused by those a little bit sometimes as well. And let's just do it. Let's see how far we go, and you can play along as well. So for 500 gil, what race is Kamari? Do we type down the letter or do we type down the answer? I'm gonna type in Ronso. Okay, no. But it is Ronso, so I'll put A. Oh, okay, so you just type in the letter. What is Yuna's father's named? An interesting way of wording that question, but it is for 1,000 gil. His name is Braska, so we are going through some pretty simple questions right now. I don't know if they're going to get harder later down the road, because again, the questions will only appear as we progress. So which animal helps you cross the moon flow? The fact that Isaru and Trommel are options, I find that pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Which Blitzball team Larbate starts for? Okay, so I only know this because I have played Blitzball enough to know how the progression goes for the players in terms of like their long-term development. So it's like in the early to mid games, the Kilika Beasts are actually one of the worst. But after I found out through some research of like the stats tables that they show on the wiki pages, the stats for the Kilika Beasts actually get really, really strong. Of course, nobody beats Keepa's shot stat of 99. But the Kilika Beast, if they maintain their entire lineup, they become the strongest team by very late game Blitzball in the game. So I knew that because Larbate's also a very unique name. What is Seymour's overdrive technique? Now, getting to this point of the game, you really had to work to get Seymour to get hit just to activate this ability. It is Requiem, and if you do manage to see animation of it, like, you know, through gameplay experience and not by just looking it up online, it is a cool animation for an ability, or for an overdrive ability, which I think is pretty cool. For 20,000 gil, which monster can be battled at the... Oh, shoot. I don't know this, I'll be honest. Is it, like... I'm looking at these names, and, you know, Monster Arena names tend to get very complicated. So I don't actually know this answer. I think Raptor is too common of a name. They tend to have very interesting names. Now, granted, there is inspiration behind why some of the names those monsters get, but other times it just seems confusing to me. So this is gonna be a stab in the dark. I'm gonna go with option A. Oh, it is option A. Okay. I was like, it's the name that stood out the most, but then I saw Raptor and I thought that name looks too simple. Owaka's brother's name is Want. Okay, I almost thought it was another Owaka for some reason. Which fiend teaches Kimahri the White Wind Ronso Rage technique? Okay, I believe this is by the this is done, or Kimahri can use Ronso Rage can use Lancet to learn this ability from the Dark Flan, which is the massive dark monster with, I believe, like, I don't know if it's a red eye or like red and blue eye, but you find it in the Zanarkand ruins. So that is the answer. What is Isaru's Ifrit called? Is it Plath, Grothia, Ptera, or Spathi? Oh shoot. I know that Spathi is a name he uses, but I don't know if it's for Ifrit or Valefor. I believe Patera is also a name that he uses. See, when I answered the Monster Arena question right, my thoughts went straight to, or the option A caught my eye right away. For this one, option D caught my name. But it also could be a red herring because he names all of his Aeons. I'm gonna go with Spathi. That's the name that I got first. Oh, it wasn't. Shoot. Did they show? Okay, it's not Spathi. So we got to 67%, which I'm happy of. I don't know if I'm gonna, what I'll do is I'll fast forward to when we get to that point and then just see how we could have done in the other questions. Just because I feel like if I tried this quiz again, every question that goes before that's going to be pretty easy. So what I'll do is I'll just fast forward, but this is going to be my final score regardless, 8 out of 12. So let me know how you did in the comment section below. But this isn't going to be the end of the video because we're going to go through and see how we would have done in the next set of questions. Just see if this was the only one that was going to fool us. Okay, so it's not Patera or Spathi. So it's either Groth... Oh. See, now looking at it, Grothia seems to be the, like, in terms of word association, it would be the closest. So is it Groth? It is Grothia. Okay. Just because, like, when you think of Ifrit, I'm thinking of, like, dark fires represents the underworld. I guess if I go by word association, Grothia would have been the closest, but I don't remember that name. So Spathi must have been the Valefor, and Patera might have been the Bahamut. But I guess that just means I never went through my I just never went through my Isaru lore. I'm sorry. Would be an interesting lore video though, now that I just think about it, is why did Isaru name all of his Aeons during the battle with Yuna? Could it be some obscure reference to the directors of the game, or something in the world lore that I completely missed? So we'll see. What is the boat to Luca called? Okay, this is either the SS Winnow or the SS Leaky. Those two names I am most familiar with. I think it's the SS Winnow. I believe the SS Leaky leads you from Besaid to Kilika. And then Winnow takes you from Kilika to Luca, I believe. Okay. Well, I don't know if the first bit was right, but I got the answer right anyway. So this is where I would have gotten confused because I'm not good with Riku's mix ability. I have not used it that much. So when Riku mixes an amulet and a dragon scale, what is the outcome? So right away, I'm thinking it's either Quartets of 9, which is the quartets out of 9999, or it's Hyper Mighty Guard. It's one of those two. I think it's Hyper Mighty Guard. I don't think it's the quartet, although I believe, doesn't the amulet have something to do with coins? I don't know. That's what I'm saying, is I'm not good with Riku's mix ability. I'm gonna go against my gut. I'm gonna go for the quartet. I don't think it's Hyper Mighty. Okay. Thank goodness I did that. So I got through it. I got through those questions very luckily. Which one of these is Tidus's key blitzball techniques? Drain Tackle 2, Grip Gloves, Spin Ball, or Sphere Shot? I don't think Sphere Shot is a key blitzball technique, which is very interesting because it's a very unique technique that he's not the only one that can learn it. There's actually a few players that can learn it, but he just gets access to it very, very early. A lot of the other blitzball players that can use Sphere Shot don't get it till later on in the game. I also know that one of his techniques is also an ability that kind of corresponds to one of his weaker stats, and I believe it's his catching ability. So I believe Grip Gloves actually is one of his key blitzball techniques. I'm almost certain of it. I don't think it's Spin Ball. So I'm pretty sure it pertains to one of his weaker stat lines, which I always found was very interesting because there's a lot of players in Blitzball who have had key techniques that don't correspond to their main role in the game of Blitzball. So I actually think it's Grip Gloves. Oh, it's not. Damn, so I went through all... So you know what? I just kind of want to know what the answer is, so we're just going to try that again. So it's not Grip Gloves. I thought it was for some reason. But I kind of want to go back to see if my thought process was still true, and I'm going to guess the Drain Tackle for this one. Okay, so my thought process was right, but it was a 50-50 and it wasn't grip gloves. So it was like it had to be drain tackle too. I knew from the beginning that sphere shot wasn't a key technique of his. It's just an ability that he got very early game compared to the other characters in Blitzball that could learn sphere shot. So I did stop at well, I did stop, no, not there. I stopped here. So I got up to 150,000 gil. And let me know how you guys did in the comment section below. And if you guys enjoy seeing videos like this, definitely let me know by leaving a like on this video. And of course, feel free to link some quizzes that you guys either made yourselves that you want me to give it a shot and have on the channel. My goal is eventually to have quiz videos on a separate day to lore videos. But right now I'm just trying to stick to that once a week consistency. I did miss an upload last week because I was extremely tired and I was very busy in the last week before that, which is very unfortunate. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that I can keep up with the upload so that I am making sure to do consistent uploads more often. And summer is going to be a little bit more free for me, so hopefully we can get that on the case. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Final Fantasy content. Other than that, this is Enzo signing out, and I will see you all soon.